Hello, everyone. This is Mark Silverberg from Acaville. We have a very special interview today coming from the world of Barbershop Harmony Society. And I have with me not only our guests, but two very special barbershop interviewers. You definitely know their names if you live in that world in any way. The director of the Alexandria Singers, Mr. Bill Colosimo. Hi, Bill.
Hi, folks. Hi, friends.
And silver medal winning member of Bella Nova Chorus from Harmony Incorporated, and literally everyone in barbershop and acapella knows her name, Amanda Cornaglia.
Hi, folks.
Hello, Amanda. So these guys are going to sort of lead the interview, and let's get right to our guests. You know them now as the Mid-Atlantic BHS 2024 champions. Please welcome Stephanie, Rebecca, Gabriel, and Alexander Smoke Ring.
Yay!
Hello. Wow, that's us.
I just want to ask before we get started. I know we had to reschedule this because of a tour. How was your last little mini tour that you took?
So I think we had Gabriel in Scotland for a while. We were singing at the US Open. We were at Atlantic Harmony Brigade. We've had a busy few weeks.
Oh my God. I did not expect any of that. What? Oh, that's fantastic.
Gabriel, why were you in Scotland?
I lived in Scotland for 4 years doing university, and I was there for a reunion of the circus company that I was in 10 years ago.
That's amazing. I've already learned so much, and we're about 30 seconds into this interview. Great. Wonderful.
Bill and Amanda, you want to take it away?
I'll start. You guys know this. I am a monstrous fan. I first saw you. I've hugged you. I've kissed you. I've cheered for you. Even when you beat my son and daughter-in-law by that much in the contest. And I was just telling Mark and Amanda, I first became familiar with you through the video of the Tin Pan Alley Gotham contest. Seems like a decade ago now, but it was, and it was, I had never seen or heard anything comparable, and it was just so wonderful and so fresh. And it was fresh to you too. I think it was like the first.
That was our first contest, yeah.
First performance or first really public thing.
Yeah.
And I was hooked. And but I got to ask first, if it's okay, Amanda, I got to ask first about this US Open gig. This blew me away when I saw a PR about that. Tell us how that evolved, what was involved with it, and your feelings about it. Who wants to tell me all about that?
Well, so the short answer is they came to us. The US Open actually did a very good job diversifying the talent that they had in their fan week event. And so they were specifically looking for a queer group to grace their stage, and someone in a marching band recommended us to the US Open, and they watched some of our content, they loved us, and they invited us to sing, a 25-minute set on the Fan Week event stage, which was really, really cool. Probably one of the coolest stages we've ever sang on. And we were also adorned with newscaster-esque padded microphones individually, which was a funny little learning curve that we had to adjust to with our choreography. Like, okay, we're holding a padded mic in the right hand. We better make sure that we're switching hands when we do our lasso in Sunday Kind of Love.
And we've never had to follow a tennis star before on stage.
That's right, a tennis prodigy.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they'll never want to be on the same stage with you again. I'm sure it was rocking. No, I'm sure you showed them up. What was the fan reaction?
I think that like in any non-barbershop setting, we introduced a lot of people to barbershop that day.
There are many people that just stopped for like a song, and some were literally dancing to, we did some Britney, and they're like, oh, I know the song, let me dance a little to this. And then they're like, oh, fun. And then continued walking. But there's just the masses that come to this kind of event was just incredible to have.
And they take out their cameras and they're filming the whole time.
Absolutely.
Sending it to grandma. Look what I just saw. This is
Yeah.
amazing. Didn't grandpa sing in a barbershop quartet? Wait a minute.
We are not your grandpa's barbershop quartet.
There you go. I do know. So we were talking, Amanda has more insight into this because of reasons, but we were just talking about your incredible marketing of the Too Much Boob shirt. I got to tell you, this is going over very, very well with the service to
Hold on.
for breast cancer awareness, and we're very excited about that. What gave you the impetus? Not the impetus. We to talk about the impetus.
Can I just interrupt real quick? I love that you put that on a shirt. I think that is the most brilliant thing ever. Sorry,
And
just wanted to interject there.
Tags, as someone that has also received that comment, I need a dozen of these shirts. So,
and I don't want to steal all the airtime. I want other folks to weigh in too, but like, this was very much pointed toward me, this comment. And I really just wanted to flip it on its head and put a positive spin on it and let people embody like body positivity. And for the month of September, any profits we make off the Too Much Boob shirt, we're donating to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. So I think that if you've seen any of the responses that Smoke Ring has had to animosity on social media, we really just try to frame things positively, and this was an opportunity for us to do that.
Bravo. Well done.
I think it was brilliant.
And we've already sold over 120 shirts.
Yes.
That say Too Much Boob on them. And if you want one, just search Smoke Ring merch on Google.
You're kidding about 120. You've sold more than 100.
We've sold a lot. We have buttons too, because I know barbershoppers' drawers are pretty maxed out with t-shirts.
We're having quilts made from all the barbershop.
There's
so many barbershop shirts. So for me, I came into barbershop from other styles of music, from other styles of a cappella. And that was what immediately drew me to your group, because I was like, wait, I think these are my people. What do you guys do outside of this? What led you to this quartet? What was the history behind it?
I can take this one. So we all met in Gotham Chorus. We all have different backgrounds musically, but never really professional. So when we all went to international with Gotham for the very first time in Charlotte, we had our little like Gotham mixer after we went on stage, just hanging out with each other, singing tags. And the four of us, we just, we're standing in a corner singing a tag, and we're like, that sounds really nice. Let's sing another one and another one and another one. And after like a couple of weeks, we're like, okay, remember that time that we sang a couple of tags together and that sounded like really good? And Alexander had found a song, Sunday Kind of Love, and was like, let's just like try this as a song and see how that works. And from that point forward, like, we've been together ever since.
I think Sunday Kind of Love has like always had an amount of electricity that you can see when we sing it, and it's been present since day one. That's just kind of been the thing that got this whole group started.
So you find a force of nature like Stephanie, Gabriel, and Becca and Alexander. You find a force of nature like Stephanie. What's it like to sing with that star power in the front of the group? I mean, it's just.
I'll jump in. I remember hearing Tags sing at the Tin Pan the previous year from the one where you saw our video.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm gonna sing with her. I just decided.
You came up to me. You came up to me after I sang with Nick Sings Bass, and you said, we should sing together. And that's actually how Smoke Ring started.
We're gonna sing together. Yeah, and I always knew that it would be fun, and it was. And it has been ever since. It's a real joy. You know, we all, I think, have a certain sense of like theatricality in our performance. Hopefully that comes across. We all have some theater background, which we are happy to talk more about. But Tags as a lead has always been so expressive, and so having us all be able to join her in that is really, really fun.
It's really quite remarkable and allows you each to complement what she's doing in that, but also be on your own. Gabriel, I was almost in tears reading your post when you posted the I Who Have Nothing video. Just to feel in the words the emotion that you had, the pride that you had in that beautiful arrangement of one of my favoriteest songs ever. Tell us a little bit about, I mean, you pick songs that fit you all, and that exemplifies, I think, the smoke ring magic, secret sauce, whatever. Because our barbershop repertoire, which has increased megafold, thank God, has lots of songs, but you pick songs that are you. Tell us, Gabriel, about the genesis of how you chose that song and what went into the preparation of that for our enjoyment.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Bill. And I'm sorry that my internet is being so awful right now, so we'll do our best to get through this little bit here. I am pretty new to barbershop arranging. I Who Have Nothing is actually the first song of mine that has been sung by a quartet. I have a couple of
That's nuts. That's just insane.
others that I've arranged. Yeah, I agree. I think that's absolutely insane. I think it's just a matter of like the musicians that we listen to outside of barbershop. For that one in particular, I have been listening to a lot of Cynthia Erivo because I do come from a theater background and love me a bit of musical theater, and she is absolutely one of the like most spectacular musical theater performers out there right now. She has a really dynamic voice in a lot of ways, like Tags does. Not quite the same character of voice, but that dynamism. And in particular, she chooses songs to sing that are very well rooted in history because she's singing these Shirley Bassey songs. I was certainly basing it off of the Shirley Bassey recording
Right.
once I found that one. Other people know it as a Tom Jones song. But just finding these songs that hit at something that's, for me, like just on the edge of melodrama, like just before it could become caricature or comical, where the feeling is really large, but we still get to inhabit that and share it with people and hopefully give people a space to feel those feelings.
Well, I encourage, it's awesome. And for those who are watching this who aren't familiar, the Barbershop Harmony Society has a brilliant YouTube channel with a huge number of videos public now for the last 10 years or so, but they've just released all the quartet, well, almost all, we won't get into that, but a significant number of the videos. Yeah, okay. None of that. A significant number of the videos from the 2024 International Convention in Cleveland, among which is Smoke Ring's rendition of I Who Have Nothing, arranged by our own Gabriel Spector. And it's out of the frickin' world. Alexander, you're a playwright, you're a librettist, you're a composer, you're all the things. What's going on with you outside of
What a question. Especially because I literally just 2 days ago had my first professional reading of a musical that I wrote with 2 collaborators. Thank you. I wrote a musical called Tomorrow by the Sea with Yunhei Park and Erica Ito, and we just had a reading of it. It went well. It was a very emotional experience for me, not only because of, you know, the scariness of sharing your work publicly, but also because of the kind of milestone like that it felt like in my career. Yeah, I graduated from NYU in the spring with a degree in musical theater writing, and I'm happy to be like doing that now. A little bit here and there, as well as doing a cappella. Theater and a cappella were the 2 things that I've been doing ever since undergrad. they were my extracurriculars, but most of the time it felt like I was majoring in extracurriculars. And so now
This
I
guy right
continue to
here.
do those things. Yeah, a lot of us continue to do those things we loved and continue to love, hopefully. And I just want to shout out the Stanford Mendicants for starting me in a cappella. I'm actually literally working on editing a recording of a song that'll be on their next album right now.
Amazing, because that was going to be my question of what was your undergrad a cappella group? Because Mark and I, that's where we come from.
Yep. It's the pipeline.
Yeah.
But you also have I'm guessing, but I think I'm right. You have the more significant barbershop experience too, with more traditional quartets in the Mid-Atlantic district, correct?
Yeah, if you want to call Manhattan traditional.
Oh, it's semi-traditional.
yeah. My other quartet, Manhattan, shout out to Manhattan, is still performing and competing. Catch us performing some very silly songs at the district competition, Mid-Atlantic district competition this fall.
So that's a good lead into what's this fall. It's like 2 weeks from now.
It's like 2-3 weeks out.
It's so you're soon to be retired. Retired Mid-Atlantic District Quartet champs. What's I know, but our viewers may not know what all is involved in your performance in fabulously wealthy York, Pennsylvania.
We are very excited to debut an extremely ambitious 6-minute long jazz song arranged by Adam Bach. And the audience at District will be the first audience to hear the song. We've been working really hard. We just had a coaching yesterday with James Pennington, the baritone of Secret Best Friends, because they do barber jazz excellently, and so we were leaning on his expertise on that really, really, really difficult to sing song. But we're so excited to debut it in our Swan set.
Right, in the Swan set. So for folks who don't know, you're not, once you win the Mid-Atlantic District Quartet contest, you're not eligible to compete again, but you're on stage with the Swan set before the announcement of the new champion winners, and you also get to sing with the Mid-Atlantic Association of District Quartet Champions.
Yes.
Yay, you get to stand up there and give them their pins and all the cool stuff. Yeah, that's great.
So we'll be crossing our fingers for getting through that song in York.
It'll be great.
But what a great audience it'll be for you. Mid-Atlantic is always a great audience.
Yeah.
So then after districts, what comes next for Smoke Ring?
You check the old show calendar.
We do have and I will say that Harmony Sweepstakes is also on our radar for the springtime in either Washington D.C. or New York City, but we do have a number of shows lining up and increasingly lining up. I think we're going to be at the Slipper Room on September 20th in New York City. Are you looking at other stuff, Alexander?
I was just looking at the Slipper Room.
Yeah. We have a youth fest coming up in November with
Westchester Chordsmen. Yep.
That's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Your outreach to be able to spread the word to audiences and generations to come who will say, they're speaking to me. You represent with incredible artistry, but also as incredible people. If I can weigh in here, you have the producer of the DC area Harmony Sweeps on the line, and you have one of the judges of the DC area Harmony Sweeps on the line. So if you go to New York, I will hate you forever. I'm just letting you know.
Counterpoint.
DC is the coolest
Come
sweeps,
to
I'm
me.
saying.
We're really just balancing our gig calendar with all of these other cool things, because we're getting a lot of show bids, which is awesome. Even some international ones that we're just starting to put contracts together for. It's really cool. Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
So what I have some interest in this art form for a year or two, and one of the things that we found successful in the most successful quartets is not only the stage artistry and the performances, but also the ability to connect with people For example, using another quartet that's your pals as well, First Take, that has someone with my last name in it. They've used the vehicle, sincere vehicle of connection with people. They aren't flashy. They don't have a lot of the characteristics that more theatrical quartets have, but they have a way of connecting that brings love to the audience and gives back love to them. What's your secret sauce as performers? It's kind of obvious, but
sequins.
You think it's a
and roll-on body glitter.
Well, there you go. So Keith Harris stepped in for. I gotta say this. Our mutual friend Keith Harris, director of Gotham and all things amazing. Gabriel was in Scotland, right?
Yep.
You had this gig. So I'm watching this thing with the vid, and I went, wait a minute, that's Keith Harris, and it was all a matter of glitter and the whole thing.
Yep, and leather.
He knew what you've done.
But actually, like, on a more serious note, one of Smoke Ring's missions, like why we do what we do, is to invite our audiences to feel something along with us. And so we take that aspect of performance very seriously. We use the contest stage as a platform to connect with people. This is a quartet that's not very like score or contest motivated. We're very audience motivated and like connecting and feeling along with people. And I think just the fact that we all really prioritize that as performers lets us take risks and be vulnerable, and hopefully people can just like see a little piece of themselves in us when we're singing. That's really our goal.
And feel the bravery to maybe express themselves in ways that they didn't feel confident in doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a show at the Jalopy Theater, the Smoke Show, we called it, in Brooklyn. And we had audience members come and wear their sparkly outfits. And it was just so fulfilling to feel like there was a sense of community being created, and feel like people could enjoy what we enjoy and what Keith enjoyed when he stepped in, which is, being ourselves, being a little more than ourselves, and having fun. And it's been a wild ride.
I am always a fan of pushing that. Be more. Let your freak flag fly. That's my.
That's been my motto. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, so Stephanie brought this up, and I can't do tags. I'm trying real hard, but I got to say Stephanie.
I know. I'm like, he's calling me Stephanie. It feels so weird.
I know.
You're in trouble, Tags. You're in trouble.
It's a beautiful name. I can't.
Thank you. My mother would agree.
There you go. But so she mentioned like we're not score oriented. I mean, you perform in contests with the object of advancing the art form and conquering the world and all the things. But let's talk, there barbershop has its competitive side to it. We have for those who don't know from watching or may be involved in contemporary a cappella, there are similar tropes in the contemporary a cappella world and otherwise, and certainly in the high school and secondary school adjudications and so forth. But barbershop has its contest rungs where you qualify at a local or regional level, and then you qualify to be among the top 60 freaking quartets in the world to begin with, to go to your very first international contest, right? And you're on the stage, and there's a quarterfinal session where they winnow down to 20, and so there's a semifinal session, and you're in the top 20 in the world, and I have to think you're going, oh, that's cool. We get to sing another 2 songs, and tell us about what happens when all of a sudden they announce the call off for the top 10 finalists in the whole friggin' barbershop quartet world.
Well, it wasn't all of a sudden, because they really took their dang time with that call off.
Well, we're not too good with computers.
We were announced 10, so it was a big will they won't they the whole time.
Well, Gimme Four felt the same thing when they were calling off, like who's going to be in the, yeah, right. So, but what was that like? I mean, you've won. You've already won, right? You're about to go into the finals. Gabriel, hop in here, circus man.
I mean, truly one of my favorite photos from the entire week is of that moment. Because first off, we had just come off stage from doing our semifinals set, which included my first arrangement being sung by a quartet on the international stage, which was a wild feeling. I burst into tears as soon as I got off stage. Gathered myself, we all gathered in the stands, and there was just this utter disbelief for a moment when they called our name and the room just started roaring and my brain went all fuzzy and Tags was just laughing and Alexander and Becca were just like jumping up and down and I just like
crying
like burst back into tears. And so we're all like huddled together and you see my face just contorted in like full drama mask. I didn't know how to handle it.
Like literally copy and paste, and that was the exact same reaction we had at district when we won. We were just like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, the story we like to tell about winning the Mid-Atlantic district is when they were doing that call off, starting with the 5, which I don't think they usually do, but the scores were so close, so they called off 5 people. They were going, okay, 5 is announced, 4 is announced, 3 is announced, and we're looking at each other and we're like, who did we forget? Who else was good? Who's gonna win this thing? And we're looking at each other asking, we're like, well, we're okay, so there's Better Together, and then they call our name and we're like, what in the world? Like absolute disbelief, shock. Same thing for the top 10. It wasn't on our we prepared 6 songs obviously, but we really didn't know that we were gonna get to that moment, which was really special.
Well, that makes it all the more fun to sing in the finals too.
Yeah.
Because you have nothing to lose at that point. You've won. As they said, you've won.
Yeah, we have the stage. Yep. That's what it felt like. We have the stage. We can just do whatever we want.
Well, on that note, anybody have any last questions? Amanda, Bill? Anything you haven't asked?
Well, do we get to see you at International again? Are you guys going to go for it again?
If they'll have us back, we'll go.
It is a contest after all. You do have to qualify.
Yeah, we have to qualify. If they'll have us, we'd love to. We intend to go to prelims and try and qualify for Denver.
And I would like to shout out that we'll be in the recording studio tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
Oh.
And who knows, maybe an album will come out of it.
Are you funding that on your own?
We have a GoFundMe.
Oh. Have you publicized it yet?
Not in a minute. We can probably put a little repost of that.
Now would be a good time.
And would all like this album to be created. So open up your digital pocketbooks, folks.
Just trying to help. Just trying to help, friends.
If you search GoFundMe Smoke Ring on Google, the first link is our GoFundMe.
There you are.
Well, we'll do that. Smoke Ring, thank you so much for coming and interviewing and sharing this interview with us. I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You guys are so talented, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
We got to get Mark singing barbershop. May I ask one more question?
Yeah.
I got to ask one more question. Just one. Real. I know.
Go ahead.
So, Gabriel, I when I was a little Bill, I always wanted to be in the circus. We hear this story before. and frankly, an older Bill almost went to Sarasota to clown college. This is no joke. Very few people know this, but I'm saying it to the world now on Acaville TV. I was going to go to clown college. Tell me what you did in the circus world, please.
So I came to the circus from a dance background. I did ballet for a long time and then moved into contemporary dance. And then was getting a degree in theater in Scotland, and then ran off with the circus, where I mostly incorporated my dance into acro balancing and acro basing, along with a healthy dose of clowning as well. I went to a clown camp in Belgium as part of that. And I also spin poi, which for anyone who's unfamiliar is balls on strings. They're sometimes on fire. Mine were never on fire. Mine were counterbalance ones called contact poi. I'm very out of practice with that these days, but there are amazing practitioners online that you can go see do amazing things.
Bill, is fire allowed on stage at International? Because
I was like, I see the gears turning.
Now, I will say, if you saw Gotham Chorus's Uptune performance of All Over the World Dancing with the Street, you saw Gabriel Spector's acro skills on full display when they hoisted our buddy Eric Blum. I don't even know how many feet in the air.
Yeah, he was tossed quite a long way. Well, thank you, Gabriel. I had to ask that question because my heart was going, ask Gabriel about the circus.
And let me just say, Bill, it's not too late to go to clown college.
Thank you, Alexander. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much, and we look forward to everything that you're gonna do.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you
for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you all soon.
For
Thank
sure.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.